Hi everybody, Russ from Miami's 11. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon. If you like, hit the bell icon, whatever, subscribe, whatever, all that stuff. You say it too many times, it just gets white noise, doesn't it? As always, like saying, I love the channel sponsors on Tuck It. Always check their name, check them, check them out in the description below. Another episode of the Noble Era. I'm getting texts, I'm getting DMs, that's what the kids call it. I'm getting Insta messages, I'm getting all these things. When's all these, we need another episode of the Noble Era. We need this, Russ. Not mentioning any names. But if I do, we won't mention any names, but I'll just say, he has the most popular podcast on Spotify in the UK. We'll just say that. We'll just say, you can make your own judgments. He literally texts me every other day. When's the next episode coming out? We did one it'll come out on Friday last week, which was G and H put together. We're going to do another one today, obviously, and we're going to join another two letters together. So today's letters episode is brought to you by the letters I and J. So currently we're on from Don Hutchison, 101. So 101 players so far. We're not quite halfway just yet. And so it just shows, we're not even halfway. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So we're not even halfway through the letters either yet. So we're on track, actually. It's quite funny how it works. So we've got I and J. It's only a short episode today. And to be honest, not a huge, a few. We'll go through it as we go. Top of the pile for the Eyes. We'll start with the Eyes, obviously. A guy who signed for us on loan, I think it was. Played 11 games, scored 4 goals for us. His first name is Arajo, but you wouldn't know his first name because you'd know him as one man only, Ilian. I quite liked Ilian. He was that sort of spate, isn't it? Ilian, and we had Diego Tristan and David Di Michele and Capablanco. There was like a whole conveyor belt of these sort of lone strikers who scored 4 or 5 goals and buggered off. Franco as well. And Ilian, technically, I believe he's actually known as Ilian, but it does have, and if that's the case, I think he's the only one named person we've got on the channel. Is that the right? I'm just looking who. No, he's not. I don't think Ilian technically is. I think he's named by his first name, second name. But anyway, that's later on. That's the ends. See if you can guess who that is. Let me know in the comments if you know who he is. So that's Ilian. Next one, a left back. A left back who played a fair few games for 73 games. He played for the club. Three goals he scored in that time. Was a charismatic, scary-looking left back. It was Herita Ilunga. Hopefully we'll get him on the channel soon. He does keep looking at my DMs that I send him, so we'll get one eventually. Herita Ilunga was our 103rd player alphabetically to have played with Mark Noble. So that's the Eyes. So there's only 2 Eyes. There's no I in team. There's 2 Eyes in the Noble Era. And now we're going to the J's. There's only half a dozen here as well. Or 7 or so. The first one, a goalkeeper. Longest name probably in the show, in the series. Jussi Jääskeläinen, 61 appearances, no goals, obviously. And did a real job for us, I think. In that period where he joined us. Solid. He was always a good keeper. Arguably one of the sort of modern day great keepers. I think Bolton. He was fantastic. Always seemed to turn it on when he played against us for some reason. But usually always very untidy, wasn't he? Had a big shirt on, always had it untucked. That old Jussi. But he was the 104th player to play with Mark. Next one, another. Was he on loan? No, he might be on loan from Blackburn. A right back. One of our Scandinavian friends, I believe, Lars Jakobsen. Do you remember Lars Jakobsen? 26 times he played for the club. No goals. Solid, dependable. Again, I don't really remember him making many mistakes. Probably more known for his Blackburn days. And now I'm thinking, did he play for Blackburn? I'm pretty sure he did. But he was solid. and did a job for us, a bit like Harita. Yeah, they did a job for us when they needed to. Next one, first one on the episode who we've had on the channel. He's a lovely man. So lovely that we chatted for 20 minutes without me even pressing record because I forgot. But top boy, 90 appearances for the club, 6 goals, was our record signing when we signed him, from Wolves. Matty Jarvis, never really stepped it on in terms of, he did all right, but he never really could. I think he could have been, I see like parallels sort of him coming in and maybe Bowen coming in, similar sort of wingers, but. Yeah, never really kicked on, but again, 90 times they played for the club. Did a job whenever he played, in my opinion. Next one, one of that raft of signings that Bilic brought in. Lanzini's and people like that. And he brought this boy in as well. And I was really excited to see this boy play because he'd been banging him in for Hull and was always a threat when we played them. Nicolas Yelovich, 15 times he played for the club, 2 goals. Again, never really had a run with the team, to be honest. But he was always very strong forward. Could hold up the ball very well. Knew where the back of the net was, particularly, as I said, in his time at Hull, particularly, if I remember. Next one, another one of the Bilic era, actually. And he did a job for us, this boy. He did a job. He was a bit of a boomerang loan player, really. We got him back twice, I believe, on loan from Arsenal. Right back, Carl Jenkinson, 59 appearances for the club, 2 goals from right back. That's not too bad for a fullback. And he was the right back we needed, wasn't it? We never really had, and obviously now with Soufal it's very different, but we had James Tompkins playing right back, sometimes Antonio. Carl Jenkinson would slot in really well for us and always played well when he turned up. I mean, as I said, we had him on 2 loans, didn't we? Next one, very similar to that sort of Ilian, Diego Tristan vibe. He played 12 times for the club, scored 1 goal. He'll always be remembered, in my eyes, when he wore the checkerboard SBO Bet shirt. Do you know the one when Ray Winston sort of like was the poster boy for it? It was Luis Jimenez, our number 10 from Chile. I want to say, and I'll leave a long pause for people to say, no, it was actually Mexico. I think it was Chile, but it could be Mexico. I should have done that. I never did my research, but he was somewhere South America, let's be fair. I'll just give it a continent. Again, I thought he was a good player for us. He was always exciting. We like those sort of maverick type skillful players, and he was very skillful. I think it was a penalty. I think that goal was a penalty, actually, he scored for us, I think, if I remember correctly. Next one, first current player of the series. Is the only, first and only current player of the episode. He's played 20 times for the club, scored 1 goal, and he is going to be the future for West Ham. Benny Johnson. I think Ben's great. I think he's great. I just think he's a confidence player. Once he gets more games under his belt, I think you'll see a different Ben Johnson, in my opinion. So I think there'll be many, many, many more games to play for Ben Johnson, particularly going into next season, I'd suggest. But Ben, good old Ben. And lastly, but no means leastly, Ben's brother, relegation Roger Johnson. 6 times he played for the club, no goals. We all had that feeling with Craig Dawson that he was going to be like relegation Roger, but he wasn't. And obviously, I think he'd signed from Wolves, I think he was, and wasn't great, was he, old Roger, bless him. But he's, end of the day, he put on the claret and blue shirt 6 times, and that's 6 times than any of us, unless Paul Konchesky's watching or Colton or anyone else. But you know what I mean, for the casual fan, and we'd all have swapped loads of our worldly possessions to have just put on the shirt on once, let alone 6 times, which Roger did. But anyway, that's it. So we're up to 111 players now, just over halfway, I think now. I think we're just over halfway. And so, we'll have another episode. Again, we're going to join another 2 letters. We're going to do K and L together because there's only 4 Ks. 4K, it's all about streaming and stuff. But it's only 4Ks. So we'll definitely, marry up the K and Ls together. But anyway, as always, everyone, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all the lovely comments and all the, when's the next episode? We do them as we go. We do them as we go. We try. I wanted to sort of string this out for a whole season, but it ain't gonna happen, is it? It's probably gonna be done by the summer, to be honest. But anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Keep commenting, subscribe, like, all that type of stuff, and come on, you irons. Get those jabs when you get your. When I've got into folding my arms now. Get those jabs when you get your appointments. Come on, you irons, and speak to you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for your time. Bye bye.